Hi, Paparazzi. This is Miranda. This is the Getting Started and Tour of the App workshop. Like the title says, this workshop is to help you get started in the app. I'm going to walk you through your merchant account application and show you some settings that will get you set up for success. But before we get started with that, I'm just going to give you a little tour of the app. What is Paparazzi Premiere? This is your all-in-one selling platform. It is designed for paparazzi consultants to consolidate your business all in one app. We're constantly evolving and updating this app to make your life easier. We love to hear from you. So at the end of this workshop, I will have a survey for you to fill out so that we can get your feedback. So let's go ahead and get started with a tour of the app. In Paparazzi Premiere, there are 4 ways to sell. Those selling channels are invoicing, your online store, in-person selling, and reply to buy. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on all of these things a little bit later, but just so you know, any order that is created or placed through any of these selling channels are going to land right in your Paparazzi Premiere app in your orders screen. Starting off with invoicing, you can create and build invoices on demand directly in the app. There are a bunch of invoicing customizations, so I'll show you a little bit about that here in just a few minutes. Next is your online store. This online store is free. It's included with your Paparazzi Premiere account. There's no additional cost. This is a great way to make money while you sleep. Your customers can access and shop your inventory around the clock and place their own orders. Apart from your replicated site with Paparazzi, this is your Premiere online store. This is your personal inventory, your own personal website. So in your replicated site, customers can shop any Paparazzi inventory. On your personal Premiere online store, customers can shop your inventory that you already have on hand. So it's coming straight from you directly to your customer. The inventory in your app is going to be automatically updated as orders are placed. Your customers can also register their info with your store. If you see that registration link up there, you can share that URL with your customers so they can submit their own information, which will also be sent straight to your app where you can keep track of customer information. All right, now you have inventory management with Paparazzi Premiere. The app is directly connected to your back office, so that means a lot of things, but in the context of inventory, when you place wholesale orders in your back office, those are going to be sent straight to your app, so you don't have to track down product SKUs, product images, descriptions, or weights. All of that inventory data comes in when you receive a wholesale order in your app. If you want more information on inventory and wholesale receiving, check out AQ's workshop on inventory best practices. You also can conduct in-person sales using Paparazzi Premiere. Again, you can create orders on demand. Premiere was designed to be your point of sale system, so you can accept payments in person. You also have a guest checkout option, so if you're doing in-person sales, you have a long line going on, you can just select the guest checkout option for a flexible and quick checkout process. Again, for more training on this, we have Autumn doing in-person selling in the training library as well, so go check that one out when you can. Next up is reply to buy, like I mentioned earlier. So this is our built-in tool for comment capturing when you're going live on Facebook. I'll show you a little bit later how you can connect to your Facebook business account so you can start using this. Again, Autumn also covers reply to buy in another training in the training library, but just as a short explanation, like I said, this tool turns your Facebook comments into sales that appear in your app. The way it works is your customers will claim an item in the comments. Reply to buy is going to read that comment, recognize that they are claiming an item, and it's going to send your customer a link in Facebook Messenger. When they click that Shop Now link, it will take them to your online store, which is where they can check out and purchase those items. And once those orders are paid, those are going to automatically be sent to your app, ready for you to easily pack and ship. Speaking of shipping, we also have Shipping Easy as our integrated shipping partner. You have 2 subscription options here. You can have a free monthly subscription. That's going to get you up to 25 shipments per month. There's also a paid option for $9.99 per month, and that's going to give you unlimited shipments per month. So with Shipping Easy, you're going to have automatic labels be created as soon as an order is placed. There's no more weighing packages, no more entering shipping information twice. This is going to save you so much time on fulfilling your shipping orders, and time is money. I'll show you how to connect to this later, but this is another training we have. Philip goes over this very well in his training, so that's a great one to check out after this. You also have funds management within Paparazzi Premiere. Once funds land in your merchant account, they are available for you to spend immediately when you have this Paparazzi Pink card. Your funds from your sales are going to hit your account at midnight Mountain Time. So if I buy a necklace from you today, those funds that you received from my purchase are going to land in your merchant account tonight by 11:59 p.m. If you have your Pink card, you can immediately start swiping and spending that money directly from your card at 12:01 tomorrow morning. This is a MasterCard, so you can use this anywhere MasterCard is accepted. I'll show you a little bit later how you can get your Pink card ordered. You also have a customer management tool within Paparazzi Premiere. So there's no more goose chase for your customer information, whether you're storing it on Facebook, in Venmo, on a physical piece of paper. You no longer have to look in all those places. You can keep it all here, all in one place. Adding customer information is super helpful, so it's readily available for your orders that require shipping. You can also see customer order history when you have customers saved in Paparazzi Premiere. Like I mentioned earlier, you do still have a guest checkout option for that shortcut when you need it. As I mentioned before as well, your customers can register their information with your store in your online store so that their information is ready and saved for next time. There's also built-in reporting in Paparazzi Premiere. So in your settings, you're going to find weekly and yearly sales summaries, as well as some downloadable credit card transactions and fees reports. You can access these anytime you need them. You now also have your Premiere online portal. So this is just going to give you invoicing on a bigger screen. There's an inventory import tool as well as a customer import tool. So if you wanted to import customer information from any other platforms you're currently using, this is an easy tool you can use. You can find the link to your online portal in your Paparazzi back office. This is just the beginning of your online portal. Pretty soon, we are going to be rolling out the rest of the features that you'll find in your app so you can have all of them on the big screen. Okay, now that I've shown you the power behind the app, let's go ahead and start the process of actually getting you started in the app. So now we're going to move into downloading the app, logging in for the first time, and then we're going to walk through your merchant account application so that you can start accepting payments. Okay, 2 questions you might have. What is this going to cost me, and how much time is this going to take me? So to answer that first question, this is only going to cost you $7.50 today. This is a one-time fee. You are never going to see this fee again. This is just your application fee. There's no annual fee with Paparazzi Premiere. The app is free to download. Again, this is a one-time fee of $7.50. You do also have an option in your application to purchase a ProPay card reader. This is optional. You do not have to purchase one, but I'll talk about that when we get to it. That second question, how much time is this going to take? Typically, this takes 10 minutes or less. If you're doing this on your own or helping another consultant sign up, this is going to take you less than 10 minutes. I'm going to pause and address some common questions that come up on some of the information we're going to fill out. So it might take us a few more minutes today. Otherwise, it's a super quick process. All right, step one, download the app. If you haven't downloaded it already, I have some QR codes up here. If you want to pause this video and scan these QR codes, I have one for iPhone users, scan the QR code for the Apple App Store. If you're an Android user, go ahead and scan that Google Play Store QR code. If for any reason your camera is not picking up on the QR code or you just can't get the link to pop up, go ahead and go to your app store and type in Paparazzi Premiere and make sure you have that E on the end. But if you don't, it should be pretty easy to find. So again, I'll let you pause here and scan and download the app. All right, once you've got the app downloaded and installed on your device, go ahead and open the app and hit sign in. You're going to see this screen. This is the Wayru sign-in screen. I don't want you to enter anything on this screen quite yet. I want you to go ahead and hit that forgot your password option. This is just going to allow you to create your password for the first time. If you ever do forget your password, you can, of course, come back and do the forgot your password option again, send yourself a reset link, all that. So I'm going to show you how that works right now. When you hit the forgot your password option, it's going to bring you to this screen. This is where you're going to enter the email address that you have on file with Paparazzi Accessories. This has to be the email that you signed up to be a consultant with so that our system knows that you're a consultant. We can go ahead and send you that password reset link. After you hit that send email button, you're going to want to go over to your email inbox and look for subject line password reset. If you cannot find this email, go ahead and check your spam folder. Sometimes it lands in the spam folder for some consultants. But when you do find it, you're going to see this message. You're going to see that reset my password link. Go ahead and click that link. That's going to bring you to this screen. This is where you're going to choose your new password. The app is connected to your back office, but just so you know, whatever password you choose here, this is not going to reset your back office password. So I don't want you to worry about that. This can be any password that you would like to use to log into your Paparazzi Premiere app. A few notes, this password must be at least 8 characters. It has to have 1 digit, and it has to have at least 1 uppercase letter. Once you see this confirmation message, you can go back over to the app and sign in again. This is where you're going to sign into the app using that new password that you just created. This might take a few seconds to reset, so if for any reason it's not working for you right away, go ahead and close out of your app, refresh the app, and open it again. Sign in with your email and that new password you just set up, and it should work just fine for you. If you forgot the password you just set up, you can go ahead and choose that forgot your password option again and just start over. You can do it as many times as you need. Okay, once you're successfully signed in, you're going to see this hot pink screen. This is the beginning of your merchant account application. This is your application for ProPay. Your merchant account gives you the ability to accept credit and debit card payments. Before you begin, this is just a few items that you're going to need for this application. So starting off with your social security number, ProPay as a payments provider needs this to verify your identity. This is also an IRS requirement so that they can send you your 1099 form when it is time to gather that information. Paparazzi also needs this if you've registered your business with the IRS since signing up with Paparazzi. So if you need to get that set up, you're going to want to call Paparazzi support and have them help you out with that. Again, this is your social security number or your EIN number if you have one of those. You're going to need to know your EIN number. You're also going to need a bank account number and routing number for the account that you would like to have connected to your merchant account. This is for if you'd like to transfer funds into your account or out of your account for any reason. And then you're also just going to need a credit or debit card payment for that one-time setup fee of $7.50, as well as that optional credit card reader purchase. All right, this is the very first page of your merchant account application. This is where you're going to enter your business information, okay? Most of this is going to be pre-populated with the information that you have on file in your Paparazzi back office. Nothing that you enter here is going to reset anything in your back office, so don't worry about that. This is just the information that we're going to send to ProPay, okay? The very first field up there, this is your business name, DBA, doing business as name. This name is what's going to display in your online store, your invoices, your receipts, and your customer's credit card statements. Okay, so you'll see up here, I entered my first and last name. If you have a fun name for your paparazzi business, go ahead and enter that here. So for me, this is just going to show up in my online store as Miranda Reinking's store. It's going to show up in your online store, invoices, receipts, like I said, and your customer's credit card statements. You can update this anytime in your settings. So if you want to change it later down the line, that's always an option. Next is your business email. Now, this can be any email that you use to run your business. More than likely, it's probably the same email that you have on file with Paparazzi, but if for any reason you do have a separate email address that you like to use to run your business, you can enter that here. Again, this is just what's going to be sent to ProPay. They're going to use this email address to communicate with you if they need to contact you about your account. Next is where you're going to enter your business address. If you operate your business out of your home, this should be your home address. I don't want you to worry about this address showing up on your invoices or receipts. I'm going to show you after this where you can edit that in the back office. One thing to note is that this cannot be a PO box. This is because ProPay has to have a real address associated with your merchant account. If you do have a PO box that you would like to set up as your mailing address, you can do that anytime in Paparazzi Premiere setting. At the very bottom of this screen, this is where you're going to select your business type. If you operate your business as an LLC, you're going to see these two extra fields appear. This is where you're going to need to enter your business legal name and your federal tax ID. This is your EIN number that the IRS assigned to your business. If you're wondering where to find this, you can find your EIN number on the letter that you received from the IRS when you registered your business. If you don't have an EIN number or you don't know what I'm talking about, then I'm going to assume that your business is an individual sole proprietorship, so you can go ahead and select that, and you won't need to worry about these extra fields here at the bottom. This next screen is where you're going to enter your information so that ProPay can verify your identity so that you can start accepting payments. Right there at the top, this is going to be your legal name, first and last name. Middle name is optional. If you selected an LLC in the last step, you're going to see this extra field right here where you can enter additional ownership percentages. ProPay only needs additional ownership information if the additional ownership percentage is 25% or more. If it is 25% or more, you will have the option on the next few screens to enter that additional ownership information. If any co-owners of your paparazzi business own any less than 25%, you can just go ahead and ignore this and leave it at 100%. ProPay doesn't need to have their information. If you did not select an LLC in the last step, you're not going to see this field. You can go ahead and move on to the next field. This is where you're going to enter your social security number or your EIN number if you have one. And then below this, you'll enter your date of birth. After that, you're going to enter your phone numbers. Now you have an option for a daytime phone number or an evening phone number. If you don't have separate phone numbers for the daytime or the evening, go ahead and enter your one phone number in both fields. There at the bottom, you're just going to verify your home address. We tried to make it easy for you if you've already entered your home address on the last screen. We went ahead and assumed that it's going to be the same. If it's not, go ahead and turn that toggle off, and it's going to expand a few more fields where you can enter your home address. Again, you can customize this anytime in your settings if you want to have a different mailing address, such as a PO box option. But your home address is where ProPay is going to send important documents like tax documents, a pink card if you order one, and a card reader if you purchase one as well. The next screen is where you're going to enter your banking information. So go ahead and enter that here. Again, this is for the account that you would like to have connected to your merchant account, whether you'd like to transfer funds in or transfer funds out. All right, this next screen is just an overview of your fees and payments. The only thing that's due today is that one-time fee up there of $7.50. Again, only time you're ever going to see this fee. Anything listed below the processing fees, none of this reflects anything that is due today. This is just here for your own knowledge. So if you want to screenshot this and save it somewhere for reference, you can. Otherwise, this is going to always be available to you in your reports in the app. So you can access this anytime in reports. Okay, this is the step where you can purchase a card reader if you'd like. Again, this is completely optional. If you're not ready to purchase one today, you can always purchase one later in your settings. If you don't really do any in-person sales, you don't really need one of these, but if you do conduct a lot of in-person sales, this is going to speed up your checkout time and save you a lot of time, especially if you're processing a high volume of transactions in one setting and you've got a long line. This is just going to make that a lot more simple, a lot more easy. Okay, this is your order summary screen. Again, one-time setup fee of $7.50. If you chose yes on the last step to purchasing a card reader, that is just going to be added to your total today. Below this, you can confirm your billing address. Again, right here, we tried to make your life a little easier and we went ahead and assumed that this is the same as your home address that you already entered. But of course, if this is not the case, go ahead and toggle that off and you can enter the correct billing address. Once you've confirmed your billing address, you can hit that Make Payment button. On this screen, you can enter your credit or debit card information. This is just the payment that you'd like to use to pay for your setup fee and your credit card reader if you chose to purchase one. Once you submit this payment, you should be approved for your merchant account in seconds. If for any reason there were any issues with your application, you will be contacted immediately to troubleshoot these issues and get you set up as soon as possible. All right, what's next? Once you're approved for your ProPay account, you are ready to roll. You're ready to start selling with Paparazzi Premiere. But before you send out your first invoice, I just want to highlight a few key settings, just a few things that you might want to customize that are going to save you some headaches later on. I'm not going to go through every setting in detail. I'm just going to show you some of the shortcuts to the most important ones that we think will get you started on the right foot. Okay, number one, let's go ahead and request your pink card. Again, what is the pink card? This is your prepaid MasterCard that holds all of your funds from the sales that you make with Premiere. Why do you want a pink card? Like I mentioned earlier, this gives you instant access to your funds once they land in your merchant account at midnight Mountain Time. So you can skip those bank transfers, you can skip the transfer fees, there's no need to move money around. You can just go ahead and start spending your money directly from this pink card. Just a few notes on your pink card. Once you request your card, this may take up to 4 to 6 weeks to be delivered. While you're waiting for your card, make sure you go through all of your mail. This card comes in a very discreet, plain white envelope, so it can be very easy to miss. So again, just make sure you're going through and opening all of your mail so you don't accidentally throw it away. Earlier, I mentioned that if you don't want your home address to appear in your online store, invoices, receipts, this is where you can go in your back office to either edit this or just confirm that it's the correct address that you want to be visible in those places. So to edit this, go to your Paparazzi back office, hit your profile icon in the top right corner, and choose that last option at the bottom in the drop down. It's going to be Premiere Store Contact Information. Again, this is just where you can go to edit the address that is going to appear in your online store, invoices and receipts, and your customers' credit card statements. Now we're going to go to your settings in the app. So open your app and open the main menu and hit Settings. Again, I'm not going to go through every setting in detail, but the settings that I do go through, I'm just kind of going to go down the list of how they appear in your app. So the first one that we suggest you go in and review is your policies and receipt signature. So if you click into policies, you'll see that the app comes with pre-downloaded default messaging. We just recommend that you review and update this with your own store's shipping and return policies. These are going to be visible to your customers on invoices, receipts, and your online store. Next, you're going to want to go into your inventory settings. This is your inventory visibility setting. This just refers to the visibility of your inventory in your online store as inventory is added to your Premiere app. There's two options here. You can turn it on or you can turn it off. There's no right answer. It's up to you. Whatever makes the most sense for the way you like to run your business and the way you like to handle your inventory. This setting is just going to tell the app, do you want your inventory to be visible in your online store immediately when you add it to your app, or do you want to keep it hidden until you tell the app otherwise? Some examples of why you'll want to keep this off. If you like to give your Facebook Live customers that exclusive first look at your new inventory when you go live, it might be a good idea to keep this hidden from your online store until after you give them that first look. Or if you like to do pre-claims with your VIP groups, that's another reason why you might want to keep this off. If most of your sales are made in your online store, you're going to want to keep this on so that you can start selling that inventory right away as soon as it's added into your app. Again, this just depends on your business, how you like to handle your inventory. Just a note on this setting, no matter which default you choose, you can still always adjust the visibility for individual items by tapping on this icon in your inventory screen. AQ goes into a lot more detail on all things inventory, so if you want to jump over to the inventory workshop in the training library, that's a really great resource as well. Moving on to invoice due dates and reminders. Due dates are a really great way to give your customers that extra incentive to pay for their invoices before they expire. Any expired invoices will be automatically canceled by your Premiere app, so you don't have to go through and clean up any unpaid orders. The app is just going to keep it organized for you, and it's going to give you back your inventory so that you can go ahead and sell it to that next customer that wants it. The options you have for your due dates are number of days a customer has to pay their invoice after they've placed their order, or you can schedule all invoice due dates for the same day each week. So if you like to invoice on Fridays or Saturdays, you can toggle over to that weekly tab and select which day of the week you'd like all invoices to be due. You also can turn on reminder emails. So this is just when you'd like the app to automatically resend an invoice to customers who haven't paid yet. This just spares you the task of chasing down those unpaid invoices yourself, and it helps reduce the number of missed sales opportunities. Next, we're just going to go into our shipping settings. This first option at the top is your free shipping setting. This is the minimum dollar amount that qualifies any order for free shipping. This applies to your online store orders or any orders you create directly in the app, any order made through any selling channel in Paparazzi Premiere. Just a tip, this is a great tool to use to encourage higher purchase rates. So if you're not sure what to set this at, try to figure out what your average sale amount is and set this to that next $5 threshold up. So for example, if my average ticket sale amount is $25, I'm going to set this to $30 just to encourage my customers to add that one more piece of jewelry to their cart so they can avoid that shipping cost. Below that, you can set your preferred shipping rates by the total weight of a package. So there's no more guessing the weight after you've already charged a flat rate fee and then you end up paying more. You're never going to lose money on extra shipping costs again. Because your app is connected to your back office, it already knows all of the weights of your inventory items. So this is just going to automatically help you calculate weights and shipping costs as you add items to an order. After that, you can set up your shipping cost presets. I want you to think of these as your shipping cost shortcuts. If you do not calculate shipping by weight, this is just a quick shortcut for applying shipping costs when you're creating an order. You're going to find these preset options right here on the order creation screen. So again, here, just enter your two most common shipping prices. these are going to override the calculating shipping amount. So maybe you just need to quickly adjust the shipping on an order for any reason. You can do that right here. Maybe you're having a $1 shipping weekend. You can enter $1 as one of your presets. Just so you know, free is always going to be an option. So you'll see you only have 2 preset entries. That's because that third option is always going to be free. So if you're having a free shipping weekend, that's going to be there as well. All right, the last one on my list is customer rewards. Paparazzi Premiere now tracks the Paparazzi Buy 10 Get 1 customer rewards program. So if you like to give your customer rewards, go ahead and turn this on and hit save. Once you've got this turned on, the app is going to go ahead and start tracking points. It's going to start adding up points, and it's going to let you know when a customer has an available reward. This is another reason why saving customer contact information is super useful, because you can go in and check on how many points a customer has at any given time. Okay, next, you're going to scroll down to your online store section of your settings, and I want you to go ahead and turn on your online store. Toggle that on so it shows green. I don't want you to worry about getting a bunch of inventory loaded into your Paparazzi Premiere app before you turn this on. Just go for it. You can start with 1 item. You can start with 10 items. Just get started. You can always add up items over time. Just start small, and you can go as slowly as you'd like. You'll also see a link to your online store with a share button right next to it. Go ahead and start sharing your online store link with your customers. Start training them to go to your store. Again, as you build up your inventory over time, it's going to be great that your customers know exactly where to go to shop your inventory. You can share this URL with them anytime you want. There's also an option to edit this URL in your Paparazzi back office. Once you've enabled your online store in your settings, you're going to want to go ahead and set your cart timer. This just gives your customers a time limit on how long they can hold items in their shopping cart before they have to check out. So this just helps avoid having customers holding up your inventory in their unpaid cart. As soon as their cart timer expired, it's going to remove all that inventory from their cart, add it back into your inventory so that you can sell it to the next customer. All right, the last things that we recommend you set up, go ahead and scroll to the very bottom of your settings screen in the Paparazzi Premiere app. This is where you're going to find the add-ons, okay? You have Reply to Buy, Shipping Easy, and PayPal. When you click Reply to Buy, this is where you can connect your Facebook business account so you can start using Reply to Buy for your Facebook Live sales. Now, this does have to be a Facebook business account. If for any reason you're having any trouble connecting to your Facebook business account, go ahead and give us a call. Next, you're going to want to connect to a Shipping Easy account. Again, this is just going to make your life so much easier. It's going to save you so much time. Here you can connect to an existing Shipping Easy account if you have one, or you can create a new account right here in the app. Last but not least, you also have the option to connect to PayPal. When you connect to a PayPal account, your customers are going to see this payment option in online checkout as well as checking out through an invoice. Again, you can log into an existing account, or you can create an account right here in the app. All right, that's all we've got for this training. Here's just a list of all of the settings I just covered. I also have a QR code right here. If you want to scan this, this is going to take you to the Wayru Help Center. You'll find some getting started guides in there that'll be super helpful, as well as some articles over all of the features that we have in Paparazzi Premiere. Thank you so much for watching this workshop. I hope it was helpful. I hope I was able to help you get set up and start selling with Premiere. You'll see this QR code here. This is just a survey we'd love for you to take. Your feedback is what helps us make this app everything you need it to be, so we'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks again.